Good morning, it's Tanny the Canadian Stamper. Welcome to Saturday Morning Crafting. I'm just like 30 seconds early because I'm excited to get going on today's project. I'm gonna show you what it is. This is what we're making. But I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I just made this one as a sample to show you, but I don't really like how I did it. So we're gonna change it. This is the Spotlight on Nature, brand spanking new from Stampin' Up. Not available yet. It will be May 1st when the new catalog comes out. And it's got these, what are these called? Spotlight on Nature dies. So this is the package that comes together. I'm going to show you how these cut everything out. Hi, I'm welcome to you for Saturday. I'm adjusting from not having school. It's a bit weird. So I'm getting lots of crafting done, which is super fun. Oh, there I go with my supers. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. All right. Okay. So this Spotlight on Nature is a new stamp set. So we're going to use this one here, and we're going to use Thanks. And then these. Check these out. Okay, so it's a lot of dies. How many dies are in here? 12 dies. So you have this one, and then you have this one. It's a lot of dies. So I cut them out this morning so you can see all of how they go. Is it helpful if I hold it up? Where's my paper? Let's do this. So then you can see. So I do recommend some sort of a brush. I'm not doing a very good job here, hang on. Some sort of a brush to get out the little inner pieces once you die cut. So if you have the take your pick tool, there's an attachment that goes on here that you can roll it along to get out all the little pieces. So yeah, I love these. I haven't used them yet. I originally cut these out in Old Olive and then changed it to Moody Mauve here. Anyways, there's the dies. Very detailed. And great for backgrounds, all kinds of different things. There's a lot going on with those dies. I'm happy with them. All right, so this is the project we're making today. But we're gonna switch it up because the way that I've done my flowers, I didn't follow the rules from Stampin' Up. And so we're gonna try the way Stampin' Up says we're supposed to do it. But first I wanna show you, I realized last weekend for the live, I meant to show you the cards from the craft and chat, and then I forgot to walk you around and show you. So I thought, well, today I will show them. And I have a little video, like a speed video on how to make that one. And then there's this one, which is a fun fold. Goes like this. So you take your piece of, I have a video that I need to post that has the measurements for this, but you have a 6x6 piece of paper and then you're cutting it. And then so it's making the scene as you close it. And then there's this one. So this is Highland Heather. And then the postage dies. And then this is a butterfly. These are, I think these actually might be on back order right now, but there's, it's in the embellishments section. And then I've used a couple of glue dots to put it down. And I've used a blending brush to add some color to it. You could leave it white, or you could even add some Wink Castello to it. I think would be pretty as well. Okay, then there's this one, super simple, but kind of a fun fold. I didn't put any paper back here because I felt like putting a piece of white just didn't flow well with the color scheme. So I left it. And then this one, which is what we did last Saturday, was one of the cards for the card. It's not a card buffet. The Craft and Chat. So that's the first Saturday of every month. So the next one is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And May 4th is actually also World AS Day, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So last week I missed a little dinner with some crafting gals. So Miran, bless her, she's so amazing. Okay, thanks Miran. If you're watching, shout out to Miran and chocolate, because I've been eating this chocolate for the last couple of days as I work away. Anyways, it's a fun little box, hey? And then it just opens like that. So that's fun. And then this, so these are all the rage right now if you've seen them online. It's a bookmark. I don't have a book. Do I have a book? Oh yeah. Here, this is my book. This is, if you ever go to school and you need APA, this is the book that you use. It's like I have this book memorized by now. So then you take your thing and it's got little magnets, and then that's your bookmark. Cute, right? So thanks, Miran. It was really cool of you to include. And Kate, I have yours. It's at work in my office, so I'll get that to you next week. Okay, ready to craft? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, here's the pieces. Standard A2 size card base. It's cut 8.5 by 11. It's cut at 4 1/4 and scored at 5.5. And then I'm turning it landscape, just to be different. Oh, I should pull up comments, shouldn't I? I should be up by now. No. Just gonna refresh. So then we have 2 pieces of white. So I have one piece that's 5.5 by 3 3/4, and the other is 4 3/4 by 3.5. And then we're gonna kind of do this. So we're starting out with 2 white pieces. Then we have 2 little white pieces. I'll put the measurements afterwards. And then one of the dies. Okay. I'm just trying to bring up my comments eventually. So what you're gonna need is a little bit of ink. So Old Olive and Balmy Blue to do the background. Oh, there I am. And we're also gonna do a bit of coloring. And so we're gonna use Calypso Coral and Old Olive. But you can use whatever color scheme you wish to use that you have available. Okay, so let's take the smallest white piece, the 4 3/4 by 3.5. That's what we're gonna work with. We're gonna put all these other things to the side. So you need a piece, something, because we're gonna do blending. Oh, sorry, you also need Memento Tuxedo Black. Hi everybody, I see you jumping on. Hello, hello, good morning. Can't see on your laptop. Yeah, so Jan, you're probably talking about how, so Facebook sometimes, even me, you bring up the video and then it just jams out. It's like, no, not today. And it blacks out and then you can't see, but then you have to come back and watch it on the replay. I hope you come back and watch it on the replay. Okay, so I'm picking up ink, Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and we're gonna make our background. I have used this stamp set right when I came back from Houston, and I love it because of the detail in the stamp. It's really, I don't know how else to describe it other than how dainty it is with the fine lines. I love it. Okay, so the sample one that I did, I blended first and then I stamped, which I don't think was the right way to go. And the reason being is that in the background here, you can see through the blue. You can see the blue through the coloring. So I'm hoping, I don't know how we'll do this, we'll see. And then you'll know which way to do it if you decide to do this. So we're gonna take Balmy Blue, and the instructions say to blend the background lightly with blue, but avoid the flowers. I'm like, really? How do you even do that? Well, we're gonna try this time. So, will I use big? Sure, let's try, I don't really know. Let's try the small one. Oh yeah, maybe. Okay, so always when blending, start off of the page, folks. Start off the page. Okay, so we're picking up some ink, starting off the page, and I'm just going in here and I'm trying to avoid the flowers as per the instructions. So the instructions that I'm talking about is in Houston, there was a, excuse me, an after hours crafting that we could participate in. And this is where I got this set from. And then they gave us a booklet, which I think, I don't know where my booklet is. Oh, here it is. They gave us this booklet. This is the one I did before, Crafting After Hours. And then I was gonna give it away as a free PDF. And then I didn't read, and it said, do not share. It's only for folks who participated in the thing. So if you saw that post, and then I took it down right away because I don't want to get into trouble. Excuse me. So I'm going to make my own. So I'm just trying to go in between and get rid of some of the stark white, just very gently. So you're starting off the page and you're blending, that's it. So the reason why you're starting off the page is because you don't want any, you know, blotches of ink. Okay, so that's not so bad. I judged the instructions, like, how would you even avoid the flowers? Well, look at me. I just avoided all the flowers for the most part. Okay, so why this is good is because when I color, it's gonna pop, which is what drew me to this card. So in the instructions, so we got this thing, sorry, let me back up. We got this thing, After Hours Crafting, and then we got a separate PDF, which had 18 more projects. Okay, so I'm gonna color with Calypso Coral while I talk to you. And so this is gonna just be, we're gonna go light Calypso Coral and just quick and dirty because I just want to get the flower covered. And then we're gonna take the dark and add some pop. So the second PDF had 18 more samples for the 3 different stamp sets that we got to choose from. And I'm not allowed to share that either, but this one is one of the 18, one of the extras. So the maybe hour that my post was up, it got a lot of good reactions. So I'm guessing from that there's an interest in having the samples. So I'm gonna make them and recreate it, and then I'm gonna put it out on my newsletter. So if you wanna go, if you wanna be on my newsletter list, if you're not already, then just comment and I'll flip you the link and you can join. Yeah, so sharing, but not sharing. Like copying, Stampin' Up, and then sharing rather than sending you what Stampin' Up sent me because I'm not allowed. So I like this already more than the original because the flowers are popping. See how they're popping so much already? Like that's the same flower. So you can see it's good. The blending of blue on the flowers makes it look like Moody Mauve. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so now I'm gonna take dark and I'm taking the lines, let me do it on one that you can see better. The lines of the flower, like from the base where it's dark. And I'm just adding some pop of color. You could color the whole thing if you want. I like just the little kiss of darker Calypso coral. So regardless of what kind of alcohol markers you have, blend colors, that sort of thing, then you can recreate this. You could also do it with pencil crayons. I don't know about watercolor, but the watercolor pencil crayons you could still use without water. That's a thing. Okay, so now we're going to use Old Olive. Light again, starting with the light, and I'm just getting a base color on the leaves. Now, you do you. If you want to color the stem, I found that I kind of started coloring outside the line a bit. So we're just going to stick to the leaves. I did it right there, but it's better to just do leaves. Okay, so May 4th is the next Craft and Chat. So here's a little story for you about Tanya, if you don't know already. A little bit about me. When I was 17, was I 17? 16 or 17, was in high school, and I was diagnosed with something called ankylosing spondylitis. So what it is an inflammatory arthritic condition where your bones fuse together. So, okay, now I'm doing dark, and I'm just adding some texture to the leaves just to give it some dimension. So for a long time, I have dealt with my ankylosing spondylitis. We call it AS for short because it's a mouthful. And yeah, it's super uncomfortable sometimes. And the other thing that happened to me in, what year, 2002, is I was on my way to get my hearing checked for an RCMP application, because I always wanted to be an RCMP officer. And as I was traveling, I got in a motorcycle accident. I was on my motorcycle. Cool, right? I like it. So you can see how much more it pops. So two things, just as I pause my story. Two things. One is I've not gone so dark. It's much lighter, but I like it better because it allows the colors to pop. So stamping first in Memento Tuxedo Black, then blending with Balmy Blue, avoiding the flowers, and then adding your color to the flowers. I dig it. Oh, thanks. Thanks for saying you love my newsletter. There's a lot of work that goes into the newsletter for sure. So I'm happy to hear your feedback. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my sentiment and just continue with my card and telling you my story. So I was on my way to get my hearing check for my RCMP application. I was on my CBR 600 motorcycle, and a gal pulled out in front of me, and I had no chance. I hit her, and I broke my back in 2 places, among other things, and nailed it. So why that's valid is because a broken back sucks in general, but it super sucks because of my ankylosing spondylitis. So your body with ankylosing spondylitis attacks, like any autoimmune disease, attacks your body. And so I'm taking light Calypso coral and just coloring this white strip. So where I broke my back at T5 and T7, so kind of like at your bra line and then just a bit up from the bra line. So I crushed my vertebra. So one is, well, they're both kind of in a pie shape now. One's a quarter of its height and the other one, so it's like on an angle like that, and the other one is like a quarter of its original size. So there's some structural stuff happening. Anyways, with the ankylosing spondylitis, it grows extra bone, and so your bones it tries to fuse your bones together, because then if there's no inflammation between the bones, then the pain goes away, in theory. But the downside is that you can't move. anyways, so my point to all of this is that May 4th is World AS Day and Closing Spondylitis Day. So it happens to coincide with the next Craft and Chat, which is where those samples I just showed you. So I feel like there should be like a little extra celebration. And May 4th is also a Star Wars reference in the May the 4th be with you. So that's fun. So we're gonna do a little something extra, I think, because May 4th, there's all kinds of fun stuff happening. World AS Day, Craft and Chat, plus May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. All right, so let's add our, we're gonna pop this up. Whoops, too many. So I do have maybe 3 or 4 spots left for the May 4th Craft and Chat. Just making sure I'm straight here, because when you put the paper on, it's a bit, you know, it's deceiving. So you could go in the middle. I'm gonna cover this flower, gasp. It's okay. So then this little piece that I colored. Okay, so I don't normally color the white cardstock, but that's a bit of a fun, that's a good little inspiration, I think. So we're gonna add this. I feel like I'm cockeyed here. That's good. And then I'm gonna add this. I just wanna trim this down. So the other thing that's happening, so next Saturday we're doing the kit together at the Serious Coffee in View Royal, if you want to participate in that. And yeah, that's good. So you just bring a kit and come have coffee and a chat. We reserve a table, well, whoever is there first, we get a table and we have a little visit. And then May 4th, Craft and Chat, and then the big event, which is May 18th, which is the catalog launch. Okay, so of course I'm gonna add so in the sample one, I added these little, and then I thought it needs butterflies. Of course, my fave. So May 18th, maybe there's 5 or 6 spots left, maybe. So if you want, I realize we're a month away still, but some people are joining on the spot and they're RSVPing. So if you're kind of thinking that maybe that's your jam and you want to join us, then I encourage you to contact Kate or I. So Kate, the West Coast Paper Crafter, and myself are the ones we're collaborating. So you'll do make and takes. There's a goodie bag station. There's going to be snacks. So it's here locally in Victoria. Different venue than last year though. Okay, so that's it. We're finished already. Serious Copies has the best date squares. Okay, maybe I'll try that when we go next weekend. I'm still adjusting to not having schoolwork to do. I don't know how I did, by the way. I submitted my draft last week or on Monday, but I mean, it was massive. It was 20,000 words and over 100 pages. So it's not, I don't know how I did yet. So I'm adjusting because I don't have any schoolwork to do. So I'm kind of sitting around going, right, so what do I do with my time? Anyways, I digress. So which one do you like? I kind of like this one being over here because the colors pop. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Drop in the comments if you want to participate in any of the events. I'll flip you the links, or if you're interested in being on the newsletter so that you can get some tutorials and things, put that in the comments as well. Make sure to tag me. If you're doing an after, like a replay, be sure to tag me, Tanya, or at the Canadian Stamper so that I get notified that you've made a comment, and then I'll catch up with you. Thanks for listening to my story as well. And I hope that you have a nice weekend. It's beautiful out there here in Victoria. Chat with you later. Thanks again for joining. Bye for now.